Welcome back to the Colour Plan Podcast, episode number 5. Today, me and Jesse are going to talk about a wide variety of topics, starting with artificial intelligence. Jesse?
Yeah, very excited, Jack, to look at how Facebook Meta these days is spending absurd amounts of money in artificial intelligence. And where's that going?
100%. I think a big chunk of it is going to social media, and we're going to touch on that today. We're also going to touch on the 9 to 5 versus doing your own thing. Jess?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the structures of that, I can't wait to tell my careers counselor story, Jack. I've got something there for you.
We can't wait for that. And then we're also going to touch on some personal stuff, a bit about our self-awareness journey with doing our own thing, our strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, I can't wait for the listener to get through this one, Jack. This is going to be an awesome podcast.
Definitely. We're excited to get into it all. We hope you guys enjoy it.
Also, guys, Colour Plan community on Facebook, the best group in Facebook officially. And if you want to leave a 5-star review, I'd love that. Jack would love that. Digby will stay in his job. Thanks, guys. Jack, in the last 2 years, Meta have spent $20 billion on AI. That is crazy.
It's a massive amount, Jess. It's huge. And obviously, I think that's been spent on a whole host of different things. Talk about deep fakes, virtual reality. I want to focus on today is the social media landscape side of things. I think it's going to be huge. Obviously, Meta huge in social media. I think that's where a lot of the money's going. Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of tasks just being automated in the future. Talk about captions, customer emails, FAQs, all those little annoying tasks that you just don't want to be dealing with. Take up a bunch of your time, bunch of your energy. Captions is a huge one, Jess.
Yeah, it's so underrated. Like, we were writing a description for this podcast and I reckon it took longer than an hour. Seriously, I didn't know what to write. You stare at it. We've all been there, right?
We've all been there.
When you're posting, some form of Instagram post and you're just stuck in that box, like, what do I write? You know, do I add a hashtag? Do those things still exist? So, Jack, I'm going to give the listener a bit of a real world example. We've actually gone out and found an AI search engine.
Yeah, so we've gone and got a comparative. We're going to do a bit of a comparison right now. So ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence software built on the OpenAI platform, which basically auto-generates a description or an answer for you based on inputs that you give it.
This thing's crazy. We want you guys to hear the comparison between what's just happened here. So this took me an hour to write. This is the description for the Colour Plan podcast. Hey, we're Jack and Jesse, clothing wholesalers and podcasters that break down all areas of the creative industry. We have successfully cultivated communities and brands that cut through on social media. We release 3 new Colour Plan episodes a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Check us out on social media. So that took me maybe 90 minutes to write, a lot of headache. Jack, tell me how AI spat this same description out at you. I think we put 1 sentence into it, didn't we?
Yeah, we put 2 sentences about kind of who we are, what we're doing, the podcast.
Maybe like keywords like Colour Plan, podcast, creative. That was about it. It was bare bones.
That was it. And then it basically just auto-generates a response based off what you feed it. So here we go. This is what it gave us. I think we'll probably be changing that description over pretty soon. Welcome to Colour Plan, the podcast for creative professionals and business owners looking to elevate their brand and wardrobe. Join us as we dive into the world of wholesale blank clothing and share our journey as 2 young entrepreneurs trying to make a mark in the industry. Whether you're a graphic designer, artist, or small business owner, we've got you covered with valuable tips, tricks, and insights on how to choose the best quality garments for your needs and your budget. So grab your favorite blank t-shirt, sit back, and join us on the Colour Plan.
Mate, I think I'm out of a job.
Not only is it well written, it's actually like very witty. And
so, Jack,
join us on the Colour Plan.
Join us on the Colour Plan. My whole role
I haven't thought of that before.
My whole role of this company is to be witty, be smart marketing. It took me 90 minutes to write what I wrote, and that in under 30 seconds has generated something I could never even come up with.
Yeah, we might have to find you another role, Jess.
Don't say that. But moving forward a little bit here, Jack, I mean, the tech advancement opportunities for any creative right now is second to none. This is unprecedented time.
It is, yeah. I mean, AI is just scratching the surface too. And yeah, I think we've seen it. The creator economy is growing and growing. People are just getting huge off platforms like TikTok, going viral, videos out of their bedroom. Shepmates, 2 Melbourne-based guys, they're a great example of it. We actually caught up with them yesterday.
Unbelievable example, man. I am still in awe of what they've created. I thought they've been around for like 5 years. They've been around for one.
Crazy.
So they just posted a video on their socials last week of their year in review. They have achieved so much, literally, Jack, from their bedroom. So these two brothers, if you don't know them, they're twins, and they have grown to a point where they're working with multinational brands like Colgate. Like they're working on probably like big sums.
Some
like
big deals.
big deals. Like we're talking like yearly wages in 1 week type of
Yep.
shit, I would imagine.
Yeah. All from taking a passion of talking about sport in their own bedroom.
It's the craziest thing.
It's wild.
Just two twin brothers that love football,
so
love sport, love commentary. They just love the game. And who would have thought, like, they would have never in their wildest dreams thought this could occur, right?
No. It kind of makes you think about the 9-to-5 model and just where that's going. Like, if two guys in a year can make a living out of...
Not just a living.
Like
a nice living.
A career
Yep.
out of making videos in their bedroom about sport videos. It's not even about... They're making content from other content, which is another thing. But it's crazy. I think it's insane. Yeah, the 9-to-5 model, I'm not sure where it's at. We've both been there. We've both worked in them.
Jack, it comes under light. No, you can't not look at the 9-to-5 and ask some serious questions.
Yeah.
You know, I look at the 9-to-5 model before you even enter the workforce, right? So for me, going through high school, you know, there's that careers counselor. That's not even a teacher. That's not even it's like normally someone's like dad or mom. Like it's the most random person. And even the way you go there, like someone just tells you one day, like, oh, you better go see your careers counselor.
It's like you got an appointment in term 3 at on a Monday at 3 p.m.
What is that? And so you just roll in there, and it's normally like this dark room, and there's this person there. It is, man. I'm telling you the truth. And you roll in, and the careers counselor, like they're reading your name out from some book, right? They've never seen your face. No idea who you are.
No. You're just a number on a spreadsheet.
Correct. And they go, nice to meet you. They pause as they try to find your name, Jesse, and they probably butcher my surname. It's Italian. And anyway, to get to the point here, they ask you about 3 interests. They go, what do you like to do outside of school? You're 15, you don't know. You're probably playing COD. And they ask you like, where do you want to be in 10 years or something like that? Ridiculous. I reckon when I was in my interview, there was just dead silence because I had no idea. And I just told them what my uncle does because I looked up to him. I was like, oh, he's a lawyer. I'm like, cool. Let's put you down for like a legal degree just off one sentence. I'm not like, this is not made up. And I finished my year 12 and I went and studied a legal degree off the back of that conversation.
Yeah.
So just we look at this seriously. You're setting up your entire life and in a huge hex debt of one conversation from a person you've never met.
Who doesn't even know you. Yeah. Yeah, it's scary. And I think so many people would be doing, whether it's a degree or a career right now, that they have no idea about before they started, and they probably aren't even interested in it, which is pretty sad, to be honest.
It is, and I think the system's broken, Jack. And I'm not a big conspiracy guy or whatever, but I have to make note: the government makes a lot of money with people going to uni and racking up a big hex debt. That's just a fact.
Yeah, I just think the landscape's just dramatically changed over the last few decades from when our parents were, working. It's just been flipped on its head by technology. We now have so many resources at our fingertips. Like, you don't have an excuse to not go out there and try 100 different things and see what you like and find something that you're passionate about, because we just have so many resources at our fingertips, like social media. Like, there is no reason you can't take a side hustle or a hobby or a passion and make it your full-time thing. Hence guys like Shepmates and what they've done. Like, it's just... Yeah.
I couldn't agree more,
It's
Jack.
not to say there isn't a place for the 9-to-5. If you're happy in the 9-to-5, like, we're not shitting on 9-to-5s. We've both worked them.
Correct.
There's a value there. If you love what you do and you're in a 9-to-5, you've done it. Like, congrats. That's what it's all about, whether you're happy.
For sure. I just think in the 9-to-5, you don't always actively think where you're going and why you're there.
Yeah.
I worked at a 9-to-5 from 18 to 20. I was at a law firm like 3 days a week. I was wearing a suit when I was 18, walking through the city. Don't know what I was doing. And when I was up at about 21, I was working at call centers just to make a bit of money 5 days a week. And it's just brain numbing work, really. You feel like a bit of at least I felt like a bit of a cog in the wheel.
100%. Yeah. When you're doing the same tasks over and over again, talking to the same people in the same environments, it does wear you down. Like, you can't tell me it doesn't. And I think we've both experienced that.
Yeah, nah, absolutely, Jack. And look, I'm not going to pretend, being an entrepreneur is what's made out to be,
No.
because there's a lot of time to there's a lot of necessity to self-reflect.
100%. It's not for everyone. I think you really got to, come to terms with who you are, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. I think that's really important. And that's probably only something that you do figure out once taking that jump and trying new things, like a business or like running your own ship and putting everything on your shoulders. I think for us, that's been, the greatest teller in finding out who we are as people, what our strengths are. What do you think your strengths are, Jess?
My greatest strengths, I think my creative ideas, I can think of a lot of ideas fast. So that's always a benefit.
And would you say that the 9 to 5 helped you build on those strengths, or like helped you recognize those strengths, or did that come from doing your own thing?
The opposite, Jack. I feel in those 9 to 5 experiences, I'm suppressed. Like there's no point having creative ideas because there's so much structure and hierarchy to 9 to 5 that those will take years to ever get past or come to fruition. So if anything, I become less creative in those roles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I guess, what would you say your greatest strengths are?
My greatest strength, I'd probably say, would be like my emotional intelligence, how measured I am, the ability to make decisions, thinking long, that kind of stuff, which is also probably my greatest weakness though, because I probably don't move fast enough on certain things because I'm overthinking it or I'm overanalyzing it. Maybe don't take as many risks as I should. So yeah, it's obviously a double-edged sword. Correct.
It's funny you say that because I would say the same thing for me. My greatest strength, having a million creative ideas and getting so excited about it, also sort of what unravels me at times. I don't know how to allocate my time accordingly. I'm a bit emotionally driven in some decision making. So I think it's been on this journey of being an entrepreneur where we've been able to reflect, because the responsibility is so great, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And that's the message we want to tell is like, it's not that you can't find these things out of 9 to 5, but I think when you're doing your own thing, like everything's just heightened and the pressure is more and you've got to figure it out more, and you can't just get away with doing 4 or 5 tasks, every day. Like, yeah.
I mean, speaking about double-edged swords, I can, the listener might feel a little bit of apprehension or a little bit of fear because it is scary diving in and having all these responsibilities. But it's like anything. The flip side of that is the growth and what occurs after you've dived in. So, yeah, it's a main message on this podcast. We're going to continue to speak about it all the time. But diving in's been the best thing we've ever done. Guys, I appreciate you having a listen. Jack, this has been real.